experiencing faster melting. If this were to go, sea level worldwide would go up 20 feet. This is what would happen in Florida.
20 feet? Oh my goodness, we might drown. Al Gore's movie, An Inconvenient Truth, won him an Oscar and won him a Nobel Prize. And yet, much of the movie is nonsense. Sea levels may rise 20 feet is absurd. Even the IPCC says maybe 3 feet. And there are other problems with his film that I wanted to ask the former vice president about. I've got this special green phone just for him. We gave his office the phone number, but he doesn't call. And he hasn't ever, to my knowledge, fielded questions from skeptical reporters or scientists. I wish he would, because there are so many odd claims in his movie. For example, he says the world's best scientists, thousands of them, are unanimous. We must act on global warming.
The 3,000 best scientists in the world from 113 countries have issued 4 unanimous reports saying we've got to deal with it.
Have any of the IPCC reports ever been unanimous that you're aware of?
Well, that's a clip from a documentary that rebuts much of what is said in An Inconvenient Truth. It's called An Inconsistent Truth. It includes a sample of Mr. Gore's appearance before Congress.
You must have been listening to our testimony that we've had for the last few days with dozens of experts that have come in who have given completely different views.
There are people who still believe that the moon landing was staged on a movie lot in Arizona.
So we global warming skeptics are idiots who think the moon landing was staged. The film, An Inconsistent Truth, was made by radio host Phil Valentine. So where can people see your movie?
Amazon.com. It's available there for people to buy the DVD.
All right. What bothers you about the vice president is the hypocrisy.
Yes.
Meaning?
Meaning that he lives the life of a king. He has 4 or 5 houses. He flies around in private jets, and he tells us we need to lower our carbon footprint so we can save the planet.
Tennessee Center for Public Policy looked at his electric bills.
They found that he was still using 10 to 15 times the electricity of the average household, even after he greened his house. And he got some kind of certificate from the green people out there that says that he had done a wonderful job as far as greening his house.
Before he did that, he was using 20 times.
20 times, that's exactly right. So he's a hypocrite.
Phil tried to get an interview with Al Gore. He went to one of Gore's book signings, but he and his camera were blocked from getting near the vice president. Then they went to one of Al Gore's homes.
Just wondering if Al Gore could come out and do an interview with us for a few minutes. Is Al at one of his other houses, or?
He doesn't have any other houses.
He doesn't have 3 more houses?
No.
He's got one in Virginia, doesn't he?
No.
Place in San Francisco?
No.
No, yes, it's not true. Right?
No, he's got several other houses. Tipper may be living in one of them. I'm not sure which one she lives in since they've split. But he has multiple houses. He has the family house.
Your movie has a section about that. Let's play that.
He owns a home in Virginia, just outside Washington, D.C. He owns 2 properties in California, a condo overlooking San Francisco Bay, and an ocean view villa in Montecito. Then there's the house and farm in Carthage, Tennessee. Then, of course, there's his mansion in Nashville. Oh, and the humongous houseboat he keeps on a lake in Tennessee. He calls it BioSolar One.
He's a partner in a venture capital firm that backed the Fisker car company.
Yes.
They just went bankrupt.
By the way, the car's name is Karma. How appropriate.
And they cost $100,000.
Yeah, that's for the little people, John.
One final clip from your movie, largely thanks to Al Gore. Americans now say they're concerned about global warming. But do they understand what they're talking about?
Do you believe in global warming?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Do you believe in global warming?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Do you believe in global warming?
Yes, I do.
And why?
Why? Because
I ask the hardest questions, don't I?
humans,
Humans. And doing what?
everything that we do, cameras and.
These?
Now, come on, you probably picked the silliest examples, but
No, we didn't. This is what we got. This is basically what their belief in global warming is very wide, but their understanding is very shallow.
it's the cool thing to do.
That's right. It's hip. but they need to know why. That's why we encourage critical thinking. People need to know why they believe as they believe. And if there's one thing that people understand after they see this movie is there is no consensus on global warming.
Yeah, one of the myths you attack is that the 3,000 scientists, the best, as he says,
Right.
At the Intergovernmental Panel, and I think it's important to remember the IPCC is the Intergovernmental
That's
Panel
right.
on climate change. Governments like to control things. That the 3,000 concluded that man is 95% chance man's causing.
Right. Unanimous. But of course, it's not unanimous. There were 192 scientists. There weren't 3,000.
But there were thousands of scientists involved in the making of the IPCC report.
Well, there were reviewers, and we have several of the expert reviewers in the movie as well. You've got to understand that what these people do with the policy report that comes out is they cherry pick what it is they want to feed to the press, and they feed the hysteria to the press, and they leave the rest
Why?
of it
What's
in the
in it
report
for
that
them?
nobody watches.
What's in it for
Well,
them?
but there's money. There's money in it. I mean, people are making tons of money because if you want to get a government grant, just label it global warming, and then you're going to get the government grant. If nobody cares about it, no government's going to fund things that says the sun's actually doing this, which we found out that that's
And if
predominantly
you
the
say,
problem.
we don't know what's going on, they're not going to fund that.
Oh, no, absolutely not. No. By the way, carbon, they've shortened this, right? Carbon dioxide is harmless. It's what we exhale. As a matter of fact, it's
They
beneficial
call
to
it
the
a
planet.
pollutant.
They call it a pollutant, which is absolutely absurd. What we exhale with every breath is not a pollutant. So they've shortened it to carbon so that people won't, like the lump of coal that you have, people will think that it's something awful and sinister and dirty. And so he's now conjoining smog with carbon dioxide. There is no carbon dioxide in smog.
It's what plants breathe in.
Absolutely. It's what they need for food. It's this symbiotic relationship that we have with plants, and it's a good thing for the planet.
Thank you, Phil Valentine.